U.S. to offer India $500 million in military aid to reduce Russia dependence, report, World News.
Here's a summary of the article.
The U.S. is preparing a military aid package for India to deepen security ties and reduce the country's dependence on Russian weapons, people familiar with the matter said. The package under consideration would include foreign military financing of as much as $500 million, according to one person, which would make India one of the largest recipients of such aid behind Israel and Egypt. The effort is part of a much larger initiative by President Joe Biden's administration to court India as a long-term security partner, despite its reluctance to criticize Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, according to a senior U.S. official who asked not to be named. While India is already diversifying its military platforms away from Russia, the U.S. wants to help make that happen faster, the official said. Over the past decade, India has bought more than $4 billion worth of military equipment from the U.S. and more than $25 billion from Russia, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Links between the U.S. and India have steadily deepened over the past 2 decades, with the two sides reaching agreements that allow for more interoperability between their military platforms. Still, it remains to be seen how far India will go in accepting U.S. military assistance.
This post received a score of 19,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Okay, but why are Rafales in the picture?
We're going to give the Indians military aid. And make the French pay for it.
French and Indian War. Round 2 confirmed.
This time with real Indians.
If Russia loses its export customers, it will find it much harder to rebuild its military with modern equipment. It will have to rearm with the same late Cold War kit that got destroyed in Ukraine.
Maybe the US can offer them a deal. Joke. They already tried to join NATO. Worked about as well as you'd expect. It wasn't a full membership. Only an invitation to become a ballistic missile defense partner.
20 years later, and I'm trying to figure out just who that alliance was meant to protect NATO and Russia from.
Aliens.
Now that we can no longer rely on Will Smith, maybe we should rethink that deal.
Keep the aliens out of your fucking mouth.
Goddamn LV 426 flashbacks.
500 meters is probably not much to India's military expenditures. India has to deter aggression from their neighbors as well as provide the needs of their some 1.33 billion population, which includes food, fuel and electricity. There's no way I can envision India siding one way or the other unless they've managed to source alternative means to getting their country's vital necessities, much in the same way it's been hard for European nation to cut off Russian gas. India has always been numb. While some of their recent decisions or indecisions may be viewed by us as morally questionable or wrong, realistically they don't have a choice, I think.
Greater than 500 meters is probably not much to India's military expenditures. It's probably more of an invitation to procure Western military equipment should they desire to do so. Yep, that's what I was thinking. $500 million is nothing. It's symbolic. That's a medium-sized city's construction budget for a year. Nations preparing to wage actual war think in billions. Millions of dollars are just a rounding error. This is just to open things up and signal that we're serious about doing business if they're willing to turn away from Russia.
It's a rebate coupon.
Please enjoy this voucher for a free fighter jet, with the purchase of a jet of equal or greater value, and a complimentary $5 off your next order of McDonald's.
The main dependency India has on Russia is missile-based anti-air systems. So to end dependency, the US would have to sell India some new missile platforms and then also keep a cabana lines of rockets coming.
The old cheap printer, expensive ink gimme.
So we would be arming both Pakistan and India. Sounds like a conflict of interest, TBH.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.